Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and it's not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Okay, well, we do have news today, being Wednesday, and it's the retail sales, I believe. Let me double check that. Yep, quarter retail sales. So, good stuff. Should make for a little bit better action today. I mean, the past couple of days was, we had moves, but man, it sure was frustrating, wasn't it? And in the overnight action, we had a pretty good move up. So yesterday we had, we had a little bit of a move down, and now we're moving back up. So we appear to be in the range and balanced. We'll see what this news does. And also in the overnight E-mini going down again, of course. Not of course, but ugh, look at that. Like kind of messy. E-mini could just fall apart and it would be really ugly. I have to say that's pretty significant overnight action, so we should do some investigation here. What's the deal? More Turkey stuff, huh? Turkey slaps tariffs on American booze and cars as business groups urge diplomacy. Well, that's just gonna screw yourselves over, guys. It's one thing if you're China and you're like, okay, we're going to increase the tariffs on you, fight back, talk a little, okay, it's not working, increase the tariffs, but Turkey is just like, well, fuck you, we're going to go full bore and put tariffs on your cars. Well, that's not going to go over too well. Now the US is going to go back and do stuff just to hurt you, just because you pissed them off. It's not going to help the situation, is it? The thing that seems like half of the world is missing here is that nobody thinks tariffs are good in the long run. They just think that tariffs can be used short term to pressure people into making a better deal. Well, if you go and you do stuff just to piss other people off, you're not going to make a deal. The tariff's just going to hurt yourself. That's how it works, guys. And quite frankly, I don't know. We don't know because we've never seen it done before, and the world economy is very different from before, but we don't know if this whole tariff thing is going to result in a better deal with China. It could fail spectacularly, and then it would look really, really bad. So, but I'm not going to make such a proclamation that it will or will not, because we don't really know. There's no historical comparison, in my opinion. Okay, so there's the links. Good morning, guys. See, chat is active. YouTube chat is active, at least. Discord is totally dead this morning. But I think that's because everybody's in the voice. Yep, a lot of people in voice chat. So, makes sense. Okay, well, there's a poll. What's the number? Yeah. Not prepared. Point 3 and point 1. Look at how random the DOM was before that. It's kind of interesting.
$25.6 New York Fed manufacturing sales month-on-month retail sales spot 5% X.
Oh, that's really good.
X gas auto and labor cost minus spot and productivity 2 spots 9%. Visions there as well. Month-on-month the number prior has been downward spot 2% X and productivity prior rise downward to and labor cost and prior the control for the number coming in 5% with a conditions in there.
Yeah.
One in July.
It seems to me that as of late that almost all of the numbers are getting revised down. I know there's a lot of people on the internet that are always saying like, okay, what was that? I don't have a position. Oh. Okay. Ninja Trader didn't like something. That's kind of odd. Yeah, that's gonna kill my data. Ouch. Ninja Trader. Ninja! What you doing? Oh, wait, that just killed everything. Decryption failed. Well, that's a new one. The NTFF there in Discord has a good point that most of these numbers have been pretty boring and there hasn't been any real outliers for a long time. Okay. Well, we didn't miss anything. I would take that back. We did miss. There does appear to have been a turn there at 110. I don't know if I really want to trade this. Well, it may be a good place to short it. But that is just not enough of a wall for me to want to be messing with. You know, just taking a shot, even though I can totally see us having a good move down if equities decide to rally. Kind of depends, like, the move down in equities looked pretty significant, and you'd have to be saying that they're all just overreacting. Hmm. Well, I would have to say that last tick up certainly looks good. They're adding up quite a bit down here. Not quite a bit, but there is a 5 now. You don't have anything even close to that above us. Yep. Oh, it's alluring. And they didn't have much of a problem getting through where they stopped before. I don't know. This isn't really the best price, is it? Give it the 3. We're saying it's not going to touch 85. Yes, that's correct. Okay.
This US news hearing from Poland via the Wall Street Journal doesn't see Turkey lead generalized that's probably one of the see from some of these central bank journal piece. Poland does not see Turkey generalized.
I don't know, guys. So I think I did the right thing there by taking it off at the +2. Because the thing that I've been having a problem with is I need to continue to see the pressure, and what I'm seeing is that the pressure, when Ness did kind of subside a little bit, and then we got that huge iceberg. Okay, and they pushed through it. I don't know. I really think you could see something at like a pullback to 09 first. I do think we're going to break the high of the day, though, at some point. Well, let's watch. If there's another iceberg going back the other way at 11, then that could easily break us.
Down in sizable. And just ahead of the cash equity.
Okay, well, so I took the trade. I got +2 on it. I got out at what? 11? I got out at 11. There was at least one extra tick on it. 10 to 11. Why am I acting like, oh man, it went so much further? No, I actually got a really good price so far. Just one tick. And now I see the 5-year hitting into some resistance. And honestly, the EMI just looks really oversold to me. That's too far. Yep, in my opinion, that's too far. For them to stop here at 21 would be really negative, to be honest, because you've got some peaks at like 23. No, that's the ZB. Let's look at it in the ZN. So you got like the high at like 14 to 16 area. So technically speaking, in the ZN at least, and now in fact here in CB we got 222. We should mark that. So technically speaking, and I mean like from a technical analysis standpoint, there is still some targets above us. So I think that the probability is we continue to move up. Although I can't necessarily see it in the pressure right now. Like the 5-year, I guess, is pushing, but these other ones just kind of seem a little iffy. But we could have another move up. You know, there's that 14 to 16 area up there. So there's still a lot of room. But if we did fail here, if we did turn around, I'm not going to take it short, but if we did turn around, I'd have to say it would look really, really bad. It might give me my reversal signal. We'll see. That particular trade has not been working for me as of late, though.
Oil 200,000 station following the energy oil. Just a heads up as well, Canadian just under 10 minutes time. Listing home sales. No estimates. Prior of 1%.
The way that the 5 years come up is a little extreme here. Like if they were going to bust through this, I think they would have just done it. You know? Well, I still don't think it's a safe short. Like, I think it's going to happen. Well, so how should I really be approaching this? I believe that it could reverse here, but I do not think that a short would fit my risk parameters. So for one, if it fails, it's not going to be just 2 ticks, you know. Like,
Banks saying banks must deal with the fallout.
There's, you know, as I said, there's still room all the way up to 14. So that kind of makes your risk reward a lot less than it appears just based on the height of the day. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is that if it does reverse, it could take a really long time to do it. Because you'd see something like, we can take a short at 11 and take it off at 10.5, but then there's going to be support either at 10 or at 9. And then it could spend a really long time there. And the main thing that makes me skeptical here is the E-mini. Well, they're not going to buy the E-mini until the open, probably. They usually don't make like some huge rally before the open unless there's like news or something driving it. So from a time risk perspective, a short really doesn't make sense. So I think we just kind of have to sit on our hands or hope that it comes back to 10. If it comes back to 10.9 area, we have to be on the lookout for a possible long. It might not happen. We may be right and it just goes down. But okay, so there was a pretty strong tick up. Yep, so they are going to break a new high. Now, from the long side, I just don't think you can really, especially, well, you don't want to take your trade in a zipper, but even if we had not done that, I mean, your risk has to be all the way down here to 9 at this point. So, don't think you could take a long there. And I'm a little concerned that it seems like they continue to absorb here. Well, the 5-year did go through its resistance. Now, there's a pretty big one at 24 in the bond. See, there was a 10K iceberg earlier, and we blew through that one, right? That was where I got out at 11. But if that first one at 11 wasn't a reason to get out, then I don't think this one at 12.5 would necessarily have to be a reason to get out either. Although 5-year continues to try and hold it. They're definitely trying to turn the train around. Yeah, I still don't like it short.
So Milo, then just under a minute till the Canadian origin. Turkish 100. 1.9% for Canadian existing home sales month-on-month reading for July, coming in at 1.9% against higher 4.1%.
Okay. So that was a little bit more significant of a comeback in ZN. And ZF is pivoting a little bit too. And ZF wasn't even quite able to get to that 23.
Canadian home price index from.
So I think you're probably going to have it pop back up here, yeah. ZB's going to reach for that 24 for sure. Okay. Well, there was a good 1, 2, 3, 4 ticks we left on the table. Kind of hard to say if the pressure. I mean, we went into a zipper, so I think definitely the pressure subsided. But I think I took it off a little bit early still. And can you really hold it through that zipper? I mean, normally I would, but I don't know if under the strategy that I'm trying to play, if that's really the right thing. Because what edge do I have to know that it's going to come out of there higher? Other than wanting it to. Well, I guess there was the technical indicators that there's targets well above us. That's probably one of the things I should be looking at. There's 222.
Highs 12.
What was that iceberg we saw earlier, I guess?
And in FX, currently you're supposed to make a heads up as well. 10 minutes time for industrial production month on month, hitting a spot 20 percent capacity to utilization month range there between 7 spots and at least anchoring high well against a prior print spot minus spot 2 and spot percent.
Okay.
and in FX session, Chinese yuan.
Well, so there it is. The ZB was not able to touch the 24 yet. And this is where I was talking about time risk before, right? There's a little bit of size above us, and it's definitely like... anyways, when we came up, there was this stuff that showed up here at like 14 when we were there, but otherwise it really looks like it was the 30-year that was the resistance. See, they're still like well below their next set of targets. And so we come back 2 ticks. What are the chances that they just find support and try and bounce back up there and make another attempt, and then maybe that attempt fails or comes short? So the overnight high was 11.5. Okay. So seeing an iceberg there at 12, it's definitely... Oops. There's a good chance that we just never get filled in. It goes back up without us. We're pretty far back in the queue there. They're going to need to pull. Yeah, okay.
Just under 3 time till we get cap on us production month on month. Percent capacity 78%, and manufacturing spot. Just hearing from the International Institute value.
See this, I mean, it's not super weak at 17, But considering that there was 3,000 there at one point, and then 2,700 has pulled, and this is a support area, there's no real justification for them to be pulling there, and it really looks to me like a lure. Now I need to put that at +3 because there's no way to know that we're going to break a new high. See that? Okay, so that was a good read. That was a great read, I think. We're going to need a little bit more buying to get a profit here, but what just happened there was good. We do have some news about to come in that I'm a little worried about that. They're not pulling though, so I don't think they see it as significant yet. Yeah. Although the industrial production I think is going to be important because of this trade war stuff. I'm looking for 0.3 and the previous was 0.6. What I have.
10 seconds. Industrial spot 1% capacity 78. 1%.
Oh, that's bad.
Prior on the industrial being revised up by spot 4% to 1%. Capacities prior has been revised up by spot 1% to 78.1%.
Okay.
US July mining output down spot percent versus utility percent.
Yeah, the data is just all bad. A little bit of a better bid there. Kind of almost getting to 2,000. There's an iceberg in the 5-year holding us back. That's fiddling around. That offer's fiddling around a lot for it to not be ticking up in the 30-year. Yeah, now it's flipped. Getting one of these volume notes both ways in the 5-year. Like, look, there's a lot absorbed here, there's a lot absorbed here. I don't like that. So let's just take one. Okay. I mean, I think I should get filled still. It sure looks a lot weaker now though, doesn't it?
More flex. 1,000.
Okay, iceberg. That's good. That's a lot selling there.
A little bit more.
Hmm.
Turkish president held a presidential course.
Well, that's not good.
Hearing that Turkish President Erdogan and Merkel discuss bilateral Syria. So heads up as Erdogan is to speak with French President Macron.
I mean, I do kind of see some support here in 30-year, but not in the 5. I think I tried to manage that correctly, but I was not fast enough. So yeah. But But at least I saw that it wasn't doing what it was supposed to, right? Yeah.
Hearing that Germany's Merkel told Turkey President, and the strength of Turkish economy is
Italy is a problem.
Looks at basic resources, and we've seen the degradation in types of metals, basic metals. Enemy 3 months in now, forces those out. IIFG, and it's pretty interesting in terms of understanding what over to if they were to see help. It says we need to see higher interest rates and credit tightening out of Turkey for them to actually hit the bar system.
Okay.
I think we've seen the government say they will exclude C.
That was a little bit of a fake out there, wasn't it? There's a fly on the microphone. You see it? I mean, you hear it? Where'd he come from? Well, that's just gonna drive me crazy. Almost.
$35,000 given total at 39.
Well, I do see a little bit of an attempt to hold it here. Well, it looks like it's already too late. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something about this. This is not gonna work. Okay, I think I got it to just leave the room. Nope. So I actually do kind of like it. Well, that's interesting. I mean, it seems like it could be okay long here, but you know, the E-mini's opening, and we are saying that I expect it to E-mini to recover a little bit. Let's see what happens here. Man, that cumulative delta sure looks ugly.
That MSCI merging.
I'm just not fast enough, guys. Okay, well, the delta is turning around a little bit. But the E-mini, I don't know.
on the emerging markets, it really, which is at the moment. South Africa 5-year haven't heard for a while. 18 basis points from Tuesday's close at 2 at Moody's.
Looks pretty ugly in the E-mini. Another sell. What I want to know is where was that fly for the past hour? You like crawl under the door or something? Hmm. Oof. Yeah, I thought so.
More on the IIF chief economist saying that fair value for the Turkish lira probably around $5 to $5.5. Expect strengthening over the next 1 to 2.
Hmm.
A little bit of animation coming back into the lira on that comment there from the IIF chief.
Well, you could have maybe have shorted it at 11.5, but now it's too far for me.
10%.
Well, you're back to where there appears to be some bids. Kind of hard to set your risk here, though. Maybe 09. So E-mini is actually fighting a lot right here, isn't it? So close. This volatility, it makes hard. So the thing is they're not really stacking. Well, there's a 6 there at 12 now. Although I suspect a lot of that's going to pull. Yeah. So it seems like in the past when we've gotten action like this before, I always ended up kicking myself because it gives a really, really good entry, and it's just that you take so many trades that by the time it gets to it, you're not able to take it because you're already in position or whatever. So I think we just got to be patient. They might make a run for the highs of the day and then come short. Oh, those last, what, 6 ticks? We touched 095. They sure came up fast, didn't they? Yeah. So you see, there was a spot there that they made it look like they were gonna hold, and it was almost completely fake. Now this move up does not have the cumulative delta with it. So are they gonna bust a new high here? I think they might. They have enough fuel.
Now falls pin down and brand this one. Close. January of last. So then coming through on the equity markets here. MSCI emerging market end late January. That's now a technical market then. That index.
So definitely was a lure right there at 13. Definitely some absorption. Ooh. That was not how that was supposed to go. That was a stop limit. Why did it go through at 12?
Oh, 10 minutes. I'm starting from the top of the hour here. Up at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, 3 o'clock. Business inventory. So, as we HB housing market. In terms of business inventories, we're looking for
Yeah, let's just.
by point. Then from at the range -0.3, NHB housing market index rule 67.48. Prediction range 65 to 6.
Yeah, we just the way that I went into that was just real bad.
Francs. Base metals continue to play here. Copper now down to low since last year. That's CVOE volatility.
Yeah. So I put it in as a stop limit. See, I did this and did stop limit. So it should have put it in as a limit order, and it did not. So, I mean, it's a mistake, but I don't know why. What I don't understand. My gosh, freaking fly.
About to say NH housing market. With the current single last month.
And ZB still hasn't actually broken through the 24 though yet, which is interesting. The E-mini does look like it's catching a little bit of support here. Yeah, okay. That's gonna be close. They could totally take another step lower in the E-mini. So I'm skeptical about beyond that, though, I think that they would need to come back quite a bit for them. But there's enough support down there that they might want to go down for it.
Recent 28, 24. Some 35,000 given to the day's low.
There's pressure right here in the ZN, like 23 there, but an iceberg here, and still not going through 24 in ZB. So this is definitely, I still like the short, but I totally fucked up the execution on that, like just so bad. And when I got into it and it didn't give me the price that I expected, I should have just immediately clicked it out instead of trying to save it. And really the price that I should have been taking is 13.5.
That makes a government to delegation, including for and Economy Minister Guado. Powell talks with the US official after in day.
Yay!
Just a quick recap on the data up at the top of the hour. We got just for June, seen up 0.1% from 0.4, range minus 0.3. We'll look at NHB housing market index, that's 7, down from 68. Current single family homes last month. Effective buyers came in at 52. Your last month, 6 month sales at 73. OC retail inventory, I presume.
Okay, well now you got this level 2 game they're playing. Well, the E-mini went down there and just equaled its previous low. That was a little fishy.
Ran now down. China large cap ETF touches a 1-year low.
And that tick up in the treasuries was probably some stops.
Data in 30 seconds.
Business inventories. expecting 0.2.
Then come in for June at 0.1%, and HP housing market index.
Oh, that's bad.
7, bang in line with estimates. Retail inventories at 0.2%. And HB breakdown sees current single family home sales at 73, prospective buyers at 49, and home sales over the next 6 months.
Well, that whole thing should have put me down -2, and that was like -6 because of how that worked out. Did it really? Where did it try to sell it at? Orders. We need to go to orders.
Right, on this story, well, some Russian ship stopped Ukraine after Russian tankers detained Ukrainian port shipping in at Reuters. Stopping cargo ship.
It was 12.5. It was 12.5. So I tried to sell 13. Ended up getting 12.5. Should have stopped out for 2. Well, after that, I'm not sure I could make any reasonable trades. You know, the Zayd just coming back here and looking at this. So remember, I kind of said I do kind of think it's going down, but I can't take it for the risk. And then when it came down here, I said, okay, they're going to bounce and they're going to go higher. And I was wrong about the location. And then they came back to the open and they bounced off of the open. So I just couldn't see this one, really, is the gist of it. And even then, I thought that maybe we could still come back here, even if it was just for a little bit. And I was a little close to news. I didn't realize that. And now you've got a real steamroller going. I mean, so they haven't quite broken out yet. I mean, there's still what, 15.5. I guess the one thing that I could have relied on was just the longer term reads, because how many times did I say that they're not up to the target yet? I could have just bought 10 and held it to 15 and gotten 10 ticks. So really screwed that all up. Almost all the data was bad today. Business inventories 0.1 versus 0.2. Certainly some size there in the 10-year. I also should say that trying to get filled where I did was a really bad idea too, because you know, there's a good chance that there's going to be a lower there, and then you get exactly what happened. So should have known better. I'm blaming the fly. Okay, so they're setting up for a level break here. That seems not right. That's not right at all. You do a level break at 15 and then you just hit into the wall at 15.5. So why would you do it there? Okay. I don't know. Seems like a really big wall that should hold. I've never seen a wall like this before. But this cell is pretty crazy in the E-mini too. So you can't discount anything really. And calling for a reversal here is kind of, I don't know. I would much rather be with the trend. I would have much rather have bought it 09.5, sold here, and then just be sitting on the sidelines waiting for what happens, right? Now the split side of this is, if this ends up being right, by the way, I should give it the 3. What are the chances that it actually gets all the way back to 10? I don't know. The thing that's a little scary about this is that even though you have this huge wall of resistance in the 10-year, you're not seeing the same thing in the 5 and the 30. Should have known when I took that short that it could bust through to a new high. I don't know what I was thinking. Man. I didn't even really say all that much before I took that trade, did I? It didn't seem like a well thought out one did it. I do see now that we came down through here, there's a target up here above us in the 30, in the E-mini. A little bit of support, but I thought that way earlier was going to, that it could potentially support them. One of these is going to have to hold at some point. Okay, now the 5-year is getting some big icebergs. Okay. Well, that 15.5 is not as thick as it should be after ticking down. Well, those bids are just... Oh, okay, actually, I guess not. I was gonna say those bids are just pulling out of the way.
Reported that investor class action has filed against Tesla.
They're just kind of making a steady progress down. Yep. Well, I mean, you are seeing 3,000s here. Also noticing that there is a somewhat of an outsized order here in the 5-year below us. The E-mini is recovering. Are they actually going to jump up above this thing now, or are they going to come back and screw us over? Okay, a downtick. 14 stronger than it was before. It's not pulling away. The level 2 is actually somewhat even because there's this 5 now. And like there's not a 5 at 15.5. I find incredibly odd. Yeah, I think we're gonna get stopped out, guys. Because that should not happen. Look at this insanity in the E-mini.
This is 10 minutes now away till we get the weekly DOE inventory count. Just looking at expectations, that's crude expected to be a draw of 2.499 million against a prior draw of 1.351 million in the range of a draw of 3.9 to 2.296 million build. Also looking at distillate now, expected to be a build of 0.964 million against prior build of 1.23 million. That's in the range of a draw of 2 million to build of 2.1 million. Gasoline expected to be a draw of 0.583 million against prior build of 2.9 million in the range of a draw of 2 million to a build of 2.54 million. And looking at cushion now, no expectations, but a prior draw of 0.59 million. Finalization expected at minus 0.4% against prior 0.5%. A quick look at API numbers that came out last night. Crude came in at an unexpected build of 3.66 million, but distillate as well builds of 1.94 million, Cushing a build of 1.64 million, and gasoline a draw of 1.56 million. Oil prices have been weaker throughout the morning session, as following disappointing global economic growth outlook and reports of rising crude inventories in the APIs last night, even as the US sanctions threaten to curb Iranian crude supplies. Virgin market news: Argentina central bank said to be selling dollars in the FX market, offered as much as $800.
Okay, well, all of this crazy volatility in the E-mini makes me think that it's over. But just because it's over doesn't mean that they couldn't go back up to 16 and stop us out. I think they probably really want to go up there. Like, yeah, it's a really thick wall in ZN, but there's also a little bit of a wall just a few ticks higher in ZB.
Recap again there over the oil estimates. We're expected in about 8 minutes time now. That's crude again expected to be a drop of 4.99 million. Expected to be a build of 0.964 million. Pushing new expectations there with a prior draw of 0.59 million. That's expected to be a draw of 0.583 million.
Okay. That was a good solid downtick there. It's kind of funny that they're having a hard time getting past 14 here, because I thought we were in a range between 14 and 14.5 and 13. So I thought that I was buying or that I was selling the top of the range, but then it really turned out that we were really in a range between 14.5 and 16, and I sold the bottom of the range. See, E-mini is just not giving up the sell yet.
Just 3 minutes to go now until we get the weekly inventory data from the DOE. Again, just quick run through the expectations with coming from Reuters. As crude expected to be a draw of 2.499 million, with distillate expected to be a build of 0.964 million. Cushing no expectations there, but a prior draw of 0.59 million, and gasoline expected to be a draw of 0.583 million. Again, quick run through the API numbers from last night. That was crude going in a build of 3.66 million, distillate a build of 1.94 million, Cushing a build of 1.64 million, and gasoline came in at a draw of 1.56 million.
Okay, well, there's this down in ZN. I'm sorry, in the 5-year. There's this and there's this in the 5-year. Could indicate that we're going to move lower. Seems a little, I mean, this is still holding. We're going to have to see if this pulls away. And then there's this one. So, kind of, in terms of what's on the book, you're kind of getting, I think there's a case for both ways. Price action, though, says to me that this is either the worst or close to it. There could be another stop run lower in the E-mini. So you haven't really seen the buyers step in yet. They're not like sweeping or anything. If the buyers started coming in and started sweeping prices, then
1 minute to go.
oh, this is crude oil inventories that they're talking about. It's like, what news? I thought that was it.
Ten seconds. Build of 6.805 million for crude, distillate build of 3.566 million, Cushing a build of 1.643 million, and gasoline coming in at a draw of 0.74 million.
Man,
Through that DOE number again, that's
buyer insistent.
6.805 million. Well, distillate coming in at a build of 3.566 million, Cushing a build as well of 1.643 million, while gasoline coming in a draw of 0.74 million. Refining utilization as well coming in at 1.5%. That's beating expectations of minus 0.
So was it 16? Ugh. Look at this 6J is just on a tear.
Intermediate action numbers lower in Brent is moving 7. Well, WTI as well 75 to now lower in B. I haven't seen any Italy headlines coming up yet. It's really saying it's in close contact with Italy. Bridge collapse. Keep you updated if we see
Well, there's still stuff above us. Okay, well, let's go through this awful, stupid decisions. Okay, so this first one, yes. I'm gonna go kind of, I felt good. So it seems to me that if I get a 2-tick winner and then there's an iceberg, and it's like some sort of a break, like we got at 11, that happens to me a lot, and so I need to just kind of let those ones run. Okay, this one, yes. Okay, so this one was okay entry. Okay. This one was total tilt. That was a total tilt. Now this last one, this one I didn't react. Yeah, so on this last one, I feel like I was trying to, maybe it was a little bit of a revenge. It was like, well, I saw the one entry that I had and it was a good wall. So it was not like it was an awful trade to take, but really it's so against the trend at that point. I really do think that the mini is going to turn around here at some point.
Sell.
We're already almost back to where we were. Where did I take it? 14.5. So we're still not even quite below where we were. So yeah, and so I think, you know, it's since I had been doing these things, I hadn't, I mean, it's been super range bound, right? And so I've kind of done okay super range bound, but not great. And then we knew that there was going to be some problems when we started to get a trend, right? And the difficult thing that I have right now is we took a long at 11 and we took it off too early. We took it from 10 to 11. Okay, we should have taken it off at 12, 12 half. We did, or was it? It was a short, right? Oh, the second one was a buy. Oh, right here. So I did read this thing correctly, but I was at the wrong price. And then when it was down here, it was so volatile that I wasn't going to take it. So it's like the one trade that I think I really should have made right here, I didn't want to take a trade there. It was like so random and I didn't know what was going to happen. Now, what time was that? That was a little bit after the E-mini open. I just find that whole thing incredibly odd. And then when you look at the way that the E-mini's gone, so there's the E-mini, and then here's the longer term profile. I mean, come on. I'm the only person that thinks that this is just a little overdone. What was before that? Wouldn't be unheard of to go down to 27.90, I guess. Well, I definitely think there was some tilt going on in there, don't you think? Oh, hi, Lucas. You get to see me embarrass myself. Yeah. Okay, well, anyways, sorry guys. I think we're okay on the range bound stuff, but we're still really got to work out when these things are really moving, right? It goes through the liquidity. I mean, it tends to do that when we're moving. And I'm not catching the right way. Like, that was a huge move up and we missed like the good entry. I don't know what to do about it. Okay, catch you later.